I would like to explain how we prepared the INDCs in Morocco. I will say, began our climate change policy decades and decades before. In the 16th, Morocco was the first and the only country in the region who has a policy of dams to secure drinking water. And then in the 70s, we implement the policy of forestation of the dams to secure the volume of water in the dams. And then we had the green plan of agriculture to minimize and to save water. And this strategy will allow us to save by 5 billion cubic meter by 2020. And so we were obliged to implement policies to adapt our strategies and our development to climate change issue very, very long ago. Even if we didn't explain it implicitly in our strategies, but it was there because we were obliged to adapt to the shortage of water, to secure food, and to have this policy of food security and drinking water security. And those were the main objective of Morocco while he was it was trying to make this policy and this strategy. By 2000, we decided to have and to think about our energy strategy and policy, and we were thinking how to switch and looking for alternative to minimize the cost of energy on and the impact of the cost of energy on the budget of the state. And then we decide to go to implement the energy strategy, and this one is one of the most ambitious policies in the region. Our strategy aims to reach 42% of renewable in the electrical mix in Morocco by 2020. It means that we have goals to minimize and goals for mitigation before the agenda of the UN, which is 2020-2030. So we were already prepared to follow this UN agenda. And by 2011, our constitution the sustainable development was brought or was implemented constitutionally by our constitution. And then we developed our sustainable development strategy. And in this strategy, we have 3 pillars. The first one is that all our policies should integrate the protection of environment. And the second pillar is that all our policies and all our programs should integrate the climate change issues like a structural element. So we should take into account the climate change issues. And the third pillar is to consider the green growth and the circular economy in our economy policy. So we were already well prepared, and this explains why Morocco have presented the INDCs in 2 parts. The first part is 13%, which is not which is unconditional. And this 13% means that our program, our policies already have integrated this action plan and budgetized already this action plan. So this is something we aim anyway and in any conditions to implement, and this is our policy, our strategy. Sure. Since 2015 until 2030. And the second part is the 19% reduction. And this is the condition, the part which is
under certain conditions.
Under conditions,
Yeah.
and we are needing funds. The investment of our INDCs is something like 45 billion dollar on the 15 years period, and I will say that 15 billion dollars is on the budget of the Moroccan government. So we are moving already. We are not waiting.
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting reading that. So, and there seem to be many developing countries who are releasing their INDCs are saying we have what we can do by ourselves and what we can do under conditions, and the 45 billion number stuck out. I mean, where is that money going to come from? Is that because the Green Climate Fund is still very small?
Yeah,
what kind of sources
I'll
are you
tell you
looking
something.
for?
We have a very nice experience in Morocco, and we have already invested a lot in the green growth policies. We have implemented the most important solar plant around the world. You know, where that is very famous, and we have implemented many projects in green growth economy. And I can tell you that each dollar invested in a renewable bring $2 to $3 private sector investment from the private sector. So if you made correctly the calculation, the World Bank announced last year that the investment from the private sector was around $350 billion. So maybe 3 times and half the amount of money which is hoped, because we don't have this money yet in the green fund. So I think that we should innovate. We should think how to secure this money in the green fund. This is very important, and as an African country we are asking for that, to have this money. But this money will impulse, I don't know the term in English, will just push and bring and attract private investment. We have made the calculation for Morocco, and on this basis we don't need $45 billion because it's 45% of the it's 4.5% each year from the green fund. We don't need this amount if we suppose that each dollar is attracting $2 or $3, so we need maybe 1.5 billion per year from the green fund. And I think that we are thinking now to develop other tools for finance. There is the carbon finance, the market, there is other tools. So I think that the money is not necessarily the problem to invest in the green growth.